The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, not given a lot of love, and she is strong. She's been played a lot before TI as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Aw, just look at it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little weird, but I think... Come on!
Dire victory.
Her power shot works pretty well with the charge as well. Even if you're far away, you can help out the Spirit Breaker when he charges in. And I don't know, they just want aggressive heroes that can come online and start fighting. If they have Bounty Hunter and Spirit Breaker, that's their only hope. They have to play towards that. For eHome right now, they're looking much more balanced. They have decent team fight, arguably same level of team fight, I think, with the Death Ward and Winter Wyvern against the Darkseer. It's pretty similar.
I feel like
evil geniuses turn to pick
to the late game potential of PL so far.
No.
So this is a game where they need to completely dominate eHome, and if they don't, it's gonna be very tough for them. Do you think they will go for Kings and just go all in early game with the Bounty and Spirit Breaker and just keep fighting?
That could be the play. Yeah.
They need a self-sufficient safe laner, that's for sure, because the Bounty and the Spirit Breaker are going to be roaming around mid and on dark.
10 seconds remaining.
So Fear is going to be left by himself most of the time.
5 seconds remaining.
And that's also why they banned Clockwork. Probably Clockwork is one of those
reserve
heroes
time
that pressures, that can have killing potential one-on-one. Darkseer is already taken, so there aren't many like very strong offlane heroes left.
Makes the most sense, definitely. And EG love playing tanks as well, so those Lunar moves.
I think it's a hero that's actually quite bad, which is PL.
Yeah, that's one big problem I have with Clinks is like they have no solution for a PL, so the whole game they're going to feel like, okay, we have to shut them down, we're on a timeline.
If they don't game away from top 3, you probably want to secure yourself something. And Razor is also one of those heroes that's very self-sufficient. It's a very good pick in the like with the way they drafted Bounty and Spirit Breaker. That was also are gonna roam. Razor's probably self-sufficient. It's a very good pick in the like with the way they drafted Bounty and Spirit Breaker that are gonna roam. Razor's probably one of the best options alongside with Quap, but Quap was banned.
So Clockwork ban was mostly just to protect the Windrunner because it does shut down Windrunner. I mean, Razor would love to go up against the Clockwork. That's an easy lane for him. I don't really like the overall look of EG's draft. I think it is sort of an all-in. Your late game is not really that good. Your team fight is not superior to eHome right now. And your ganking, while it's decent, it's also not that good. It's a very mixed draft.
It's a snowball pick. Yeah, it really is.
They need early momentum or they're really in a tough spot. eHome, gotta go for the bird.
That's a great pickup.
I can't believe that didn't get banned out.
Yeah, I think
the
it's
first pick Wyvern.
It's stronger than Clockwork. I would have much preferred to ban that out if I were EG over Clock.
Okay. We are about to head into our third and final game of the night and of the semi-final of the upper bracket. Evil Geniuses versus eHome for a place in the upper bracket final.
That's right, a lot on the line here with this last game of the night, Game 3 between Evil Geniuses and eHome. Blitz, we're hearing those USA chants. We're also hearing a lot of eHome chants, fan favorites on both sides, but just looking at this draft, who are you favoring?
I mean, for me, I just feel like eHome's draft is a little bit more balanced, whereas Evil Genius's draft is a little bit more specialized. Like, they have a very clear-cut game plan for one side of the match, whereas it just feels like eHome's draft is a little bit more
the
balanced.
matchups here. Now, you and I were running through
You
some
specifically
pointed to when we're talking the draft and trying to figure out, okay, what were going to be the matchups here. You specifically pointed to when we're talking about our 1 versus 1 mid, which I think is so incredibly important in this EG versus here as the matchup against Storm. Some very lane dominant mid players between Sumail and CTY. You suggested Wind Ranger here as the matchup against Storm Spirit. But you were also a little bit hesitant about the suggestion. Why is that? Why Wind Ranger, and why are you a little bit hesitant about it?
I can't remember the two heroes that I said. I was really confident, though, that it would be the Wind Ranger, and the reason why is because you're looking at heroes that do well against the Storm Spirit, and I told you what they were. It was going to be the Queen of Pain, the Leshrac, and like the Shadow Fiend. That's another hero I thought it could be.
Templar Assassin was another suggestion.
Yeah, but I thought the Wind Ranger was most likely just because it does really well against the Storm. Like, Storm can't kill her under any circumstance unless Sumail just horribly gets outplayed. Like, he has to waste the Wind Run. And if you're playing Storm, you probably get 2 in Remnant, so that means you have 0 in Pull, so the Wind Ranger just walks across the map, can't really do anything about it. And further than that, it's just that the Shackle Shot destroys Storm. Oftentimes he's waiting behind heroes, there's heroes following in after him, really easy Shackle target. The reason I was so concerned about it is because when you decide to focus fire somebody, Winter Wyvern just cold embraces.
Yeah, it's a straight up instant counter. So in that way, it's sort of like Evil Geniuses are prioritizing the 1-versus-1 mid lane matchup and trying to make sure that Sumail gets a matchup that he can definitely win against CTY and really start snowballing over the fact that there is going to be that direct counter from the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we talked about the Razor pick. They just needed a hero that was incredibly tanky in the laning phase. But interestingly enough, you brought up the point that you could probably see a Phoenix here. And why did you think that, actually?
So the Phoenix, for me, as an offlaner, I feel like despite the fact that a Wind Ranger is there, and Wind Ranger is definitely an incredibly strong hero against the Phoenix egg in particular, and also the last pick Razor, any sort of range hero is going to be strong versus it. I still felt like the Phoenix is an incredibly strong counter to the Darkseer, and just because of the
10
vacuum
seconds
grouping mechanism
remaining.
and then the wall on top, it's similar to Tombstone where you want to be able to fight around that.
5
but at the same
seconds
time, if there's the
remaining.
counter there, the Phoenix egg, you set up sort of your own turret on the side of E-Home and say, you know, this battlefield isn't necessarily good just because you have the wall there, you also have the egg,
Wait
which
for
you're
no
going to have to focus down
man.
or try and get out of that area, in which case the wall is effective. I'm still concerned though, the Razor and the Wind Ranger both have some pretty decent attack speed. The rest of the heroes though, very obviously are not going to have a whole lot of opportunity to go for the egg. Melee heroes, not really right-click centric. I feel like E-Home had the right choice in the Phoenix, but they're definitely going to have to focus their disables on the Wind Ranger when they pop it.
Yeah, and I think we saw E-Home run this combination, almost this exact same lineup against, I believe it was Secret. They had CTY playing the Storm, they had the Phoenix Winter Wyvern combo, and you know, we saw them mess up with it in the beginning, but as the game grew on, it seemed like they got more comfortable with the combination, and it seems like this is their pocket pick. The Storm, Winter Wyvern, Phoenix combo. You have to focus so much on killing the egg, then you've got to deal with the Winter's Curse, and then you've got the Storm that you pretty much have to ignore while you kill the egg. So I think it's a really neat combination that weaknesses and
yeah, if they get a Winter's Curse on the Wind Ranger and happen to catch the Razor and that AoE as well, the Phoenix egg all but guaranteed to explode.
yeah, exactly.
On the
Happy
hunt.
to see another Storm game. Haha. It's like
The
they
hunt
pick it every single time I'm casting.
Oh, AUI. Actually,
The
this is
tide
a nice little push
moves.
forward there to block out both hard camp as well as the pole camp. We'll see if Lanham is actually going to be able to counter that right away. Evil Geniuses are centering up on the bottom bounty rune. Sumail is going to be gunning for that one. They did give him only one share tanker. You notice the stat heavy build. This is very obviously to try and take an early advantage over the CTY Storm Spirit with the quick pickup of the Null Talisman. And yeah, sure enough, Lanham's going to be able to take out that ward before it
To
blocks
battle.
his hands. Perfect for E-Home.
Honestly, I think that Wind Ranger pick as well, I just want to get a little bit more into it. I think it was just that Sumail requested it. Like, it's your mid matchup, it's game 3, it's one of the last picks, and you tell your captain's asking you, okay, what beats Storm? What are you comfortable in this 1v1 matchup? All the other heroes are banned out, what do you want? Sumail probably just replied, Wind Ranger. He's probably played a ton of PUBG.
By the moon.
It's one of the heroes that he feels can really win against the Storm Spirit, and so it's a natural ask for him.
I
Starting the phase
surge.
off here. Sumail and CTY going to be facing up against each other, but let's talk about our offlaners here, since we
Agreed.
focused on mid quite a bit. Universe is going to be playing the Darkseer, already spamming out that double Ion Shell. In fact, he's got AUI who's going to be joining him as
good
well. This is a good opportunity for them to get easy damage, especially on those supports, putting the Ion Shell on the invisible roaming bounty hunter. Very dangerous situation, but ROTK has a relatively easy lane of his own. As they
You
face off
can't
against
hide
support
from the
Spirit
tide.
Breaker and the Razor who's farming up.
A tiny sum.
PPD.
On the
Level
hunt.
of Greater Bash, but now he's going to be kind of baited into an RTK, as well as DDC get a lot of damage.
I hunt
Most
you
beats canceled,
down.
But most of the effectiveness is still there. Double bird combination from E-Home challenging
The tide
Spirit Breaker.
moves.
It's really hard to beat this.
I'm hungry enough to eat a
The Arctic
plankton.
Burn is such a cheap spell. And it's one of the
By the
hard to deal with.
moon.
This is why you pick the Razor.
First blood.
Kind of an obvious pick because when you have really
First blood. I got on on me chains.
that's what the Razor is there for. He shores up the weaknesses of having a Spirit Breaker as your
To
support.
battle.
If he charges somebody, then you can just use the static link, suck up a lot of damage, and also there's a really neat combination where you hold and break the lead, and then Fear just continues to drain their damage.
Right. PPD finds the illusion rune.
Agreed.
CTY is dropping a bit of CS against Sumail, kind of be expected at this point. 11-1 on Sumail compared to CTY.
By the moon.
1. AUI is trying to rotate in and take away that courier, but I'm sure both teams experience no.
Agreed.
They're not going to rotate the courier in until it's flying, so instead, AUI is actually going to head up to the top lane here. The charge is coming in on TDC. They're really wanting to fight this one. AUI goes onto ROTK. They're trying to threaten both of these heroes at the same time. ROTK does not have a charge here, and for another 5 seconds puts himself in the trees, but PPD gets that first blood, and now maybe they're going to go for a second one.
Your middle
DDC
tower
does
is
not
under
have his
attack.
Arctic burn anymore. AUI is searching for that
To
opening.
battle.
Evil Geniuses are a bit low. AUI gunning for it now. Starts the right click battle. They also have the
Your
Spirit Breaker
middle
illusion that's
tower
coming
is
in.
under
DDC
attack.
frantically trying to get through the trees, but doesn't have enough. Cold Embrace is popped, and AUI realizes now is the time to retreat.
Middle is
A
missing.
good
There, DDC bought himself enough time.
Yeah, I think he's still
I
just
could eat a
focusing on
diatom.
the map, and that First Blood's gonna help this top lane a lot.
I go.
Make ROTK play a lot more carefully, and when you're running through, it's incredibly hard for
I surge.
the Wind Ranger mid. Ideally, you would like to send a Winter Wyvern there just to help the Stormtrooper out a little bit to make this lane okay for him. But
I
because you're running through lanes,
surge.
you sent the Bounty Hunter originally bottom. It opens up the map for Fear a little bit more, and it helps Sumail a lot in this mid lane.
A good path.
Darkseer is having a great time at the bottom lane. Universe is 15-0, and YJ has burned through
I
most
go.
of his consumables. In fact, he had to bring himself a bottle just to help stay alive. Now, this is really going to help out. They're going to go for Universe. Oh, they
On
cast
the
bounce back to
hunt.
him. Universe is not going to get that much effectiveness out of the surge, but it's still enough. He's going to pop the health potion, which will be canceled
By
now by the
the
lance from
moon.
YJ. And he actually wants to go for the bottom bounty rune, but AUI trying to pick it up ahead of CTY. He's not there in
To
time.
battle.
The charge is actually coming out here, but PPD will certainly cancel it. Regeneration now for CTY.
Agreed.
What a rune pickup.
That's pretty much the best rune that you can ask for, especially when you're about to hit level 6. You can clear the jungle
The
camp
tide
and head back towards the mid lane. Typically the play is you clear the jungle camp, you TP back to base when you don't have a rune, and then you just have to go back
Amphibious
to the mid lane.
assault.
But this just saves them like an extra 30-45 seconds, which in mid
It's not
so
time.
especially in the early game. So that helps CTY further.
I could eat a krill.
Push back there. Nice last
Forward.
actually hit both ROTK as well as DDC with pretty much max effect.
By
That's one of
the
the advantages,
moon.
right, of being able to run certain self-sustained heroes in a safe lane, such as Razor. You can afford to move your supports around as much as
Agreed.
you want. Fear by himself will be able to push back very offensively against that off lane.
The tide
CTY do it right now.
moves.
He farms one creep wave, pulls the other, up the regen.
He has no,
having to go back to
probably
base.
won't work, but he has no.
Everything right now. It's a little bit chancy right now. Alright,
Oh, that power shot actually caught him there.
that was just him being
CTY.
cocky.
Yeah, he's just trying to be too tricky.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to have to continue
To
to roll.
battle.
All he has to do
Your
is
middle
sit
tower
back,
is under attack.
Up to the overlord left. Waste most of that regen right, actually.
You swim against the tide.
Various red ward being placed by AUI. Area behind the middle tier 1.
My brain.
Another lane ward just kind of helps out CTY in potential rotation, especially in conjunction with the top.
I surge.
I think that ward is mainly so that AUI can soak up experience. If they soak, I think if they stack it,
On the
they'll
hunt.
actually just head there and split it and make sure that they just get the full value out of it. But contesting it,
Running won't help.
YJ threatened once again. He's running through these bottle charges pretty quickly.
I go.
Shot to hell! Shrapnel!
They do see the stack.
Forward.
So AUI is already going to try and make his way over there most likely. Sumail is sitting 40-9 on the
good
CS board. He got 31-11 on Fear, so top CS board is going the way of
Your
I
top
could
tower
eat an
is under
apple.
attack.
way ahead of the Phoenix, but this is kind of to be expected.
I
A little bit more
go.
lane-focused setup for Evil Geniuses. There is still tons of team fight potential on Evil.
yeah, when it comes
By
to
the moon.
Watch you have the stronger team fight. That was the Wyvern and that Phoenix pick up, make it take advantageous fight. But that's not where
Chums in the water.
you're just meant to win the lane as hard as you can. That's why you have the Razor. That's
What
why
you
you have the
missing?
Wind Ranger mid.
Middle
Wind
is
Ranger
missing.
mid is a hero just like Razor who really relies on being able to win a lane. She needs a dominant amount of farm.